People often ask the question, is the American dream dead? I believe the moment we stop dreaming, we might as well be. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, the creator of American Dream TV, a national TV show centered around real estate, lifestyle, and culture. A real show showing you real neighborhoods from real professionals. Today, we're going to take you all across the country, showing you why we live in the greatest country on the planet. Let's get this show started right now. Welcome to the American Dream.
The American Dream.
You're watching The American Dream?
The American Dream.
Showing you the real estate, the lifestyle, the culture.
Let's get this party started right now.
Let's go do this.
It is heating up once again.
We're the Davids going up against the Goliath. Real stories in real neighborhoods with real experts.
The staple of the neighborhood. Can't wait to present it to you.
It's all about lifestyle.
In your community.
That's what this show, The American Dream, is all about. Cheers to your American Dream.
Nestled along the May River, Bluffton is home to two important landmarks that define its rich history and cultural charm. The Bluffton Oyster Company, the last hand-shucking oyster factory on the East Coast, and the Church of the Cross, a Gothic revival structure that's breathtaking in beauty that's stood since 1857. Today, I'm going to take you inside both of these iconic landmarks to hear about their stories, their significance, and the role they play today in our beautiful low-country town. My name is Christy Bender, and I'll be your host with The American Dream. We're here at the Bluffton Oyster Company with Mayor Larry Toomer, the owner and proprietor. Larry, tell us a little bit about the oyster factory and what its history means to you personally.
Well, the history goes way back. There's been an oyster factory here for well over 100 years, probably 130 or more. There used to be a building here where we're standing that was destroyed in the 40s, the storm of the 40s. And then the existing building was built somewhere around the end of 1940. And the building that's here now was built on oyster shells that were discarded from the original operation, which used to sit on pilings right here where we are.
Okay.
That's where it started. Today, we're still in operation. We're the only oyster shucking facility permitted in the state of South Carolina and have been for around 25, 26 years, somewhere along in there, where there used to be, back in the day, 30 or more up and down the Carolina coast.
So you have a deep connection to the community. How would you say that the Bluffton Oyster Company has helped shape what Bluffton is today?
Well, I mean, it's been very instrumental in the progression of Bluffton. The oyster factory has provided jobs and a way of life it's touched almost every person that's ever lived in Bluffton in the last 100+ years. It's been a staple or a major contributor to the town of Bluffton's success for longer than anything else, really.
Well, the Bluffton residents sure are appreciative because we love your fresh seafood. Shall we go inside and take a look?
Sure.
Excellent, thank you. Well, thank you very much for having us here today.
Sure, it's my pleasure.
Sharing what your operation is all about and the contributions it's making to our community.
Right, well, hopefully this will be here for years after we're gone. So.
Absolutely. Hi, I'm here with Mr. Lee Watkins of the Church of the Cross. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
Excellent. So this establishment has stood since 1857. It's got quite a significant history. Can you share some of that with us?
So the folks of Bluffton started building the church in 1854. It was designed by an architect out of Charleston. So it was quite an event for a Charleston architect to design this church. But it was started in 1854, finished in 1857, and then the first service was on July 18th, 1857. And so the church was a big factor in the community. It was also the biggest building in the community, and it's right here on the river, so it really was the center of activity.
This structure has striking Gothic architecture. Can you share some of its unique features with us when we go inside?
Yes.
Take a look.
The term nave comes from the Latin word navis, and it's where we get the word navy. A nave, if you look up in the ceiling, you see the unique beamwork. And if you were at a cathedral in Europe, you would see the beamwork in the cathedrals as well. The idea is that the nave is like a ship or like an ark, and the church community is on a journey through life inside the ark. And so that is one of the unique features, is the beamwork in the ceiling. The other thing is, I pointed out the pointed arches. Because it's neo-Gothic, everything is a pointed arch. The folks who built the church built it for $5,000. So that was a lot of money back then, but still it wasn't enough to afford stained glass. So instead of stained glass, they have what's called rose glass.
Okay.
And the rose glass came from England. It's handmade, and it is still the original rose glass.
This has been fascinating. Thank you, Mr. Watkins. We appreciate you and sharing what the Church of the Cross history represents in our community. I'm Christy Bender, your host. Thank you for joining me today in Bluffton, South Carolina, and learning more about our Low Country charms.
Welcome back to American Dream Television. I'm your host, Ken Covers, and today we're back in the suburb of Atlanta, Georgia, called Morningside, a very vibrant in-town neighborhood with a great walkability score, great shopping and restaurants. It's the essence of a neighborhood. Also featuring this brand new listing that went for sale last weekend. It is under contract. I'm going to talk about why it was so successful and why it was received so well. So come on, let's enjoy this great property with me. I'll show you everything about it that makes it special. The sale of 1330 Linear Boulevard, where, in my opinion, all the stars came together to create great results. 14 years ago, I had the pleasure of selling them this house. And so here we are, fast forward to 2025. I got the phone call. They trust me completely, said, Ken, do your thing. And so I have a vacant house with a great setting. You've got a great front yard. It sits up in a really deep front porch. It's warm and charming. You've got about 8 houses away from where all the action is, the restaurants and shops. You've got marathons, biking, restaurants. It's just really a great location, as well as outstanding schools. Welcome to your new home. Boy, I never get tired of saying that, and come on in, come check this house out. From the front door, you've got center entrance that walks right into the open floor plan, abundance of natural light. You've got 2 fireplaces. Probably the strongest feature is its kitchen great room combination. Abundance of natural light and privacy. It walks right out to the backyard. You've got a top of the line gourmet kitchen and your guest bedroom on the main as well as full bath. What a great room this is. I love the abundance of natural light. It makes a great home office, kids' playroom, could be just a sitting room. Now it connects beautifully to the sitting room. With thick, rich moldings, it's got a wonderful fireplace in it, glistening hardwood floors, and abundance of natural light. I just love the way this house lives. Kitchen great room combination is the #1 feature that buyers look for in a home, and this home has it beautifully. Big open spaces, it enjoys privacy. Your kitchen is by my right. You got a wonderful cozy fireplace, abundance of natural light, and this cozy setting. Who wouldn't want to be here and just enjoy this?
flat level walkout backyard. So hard to find in Atlanta. That's part of what makes this house so special. As you can see, green grass to play games in, you've got a motor court, you've got room for a garage or a carport, easy turnaround space. You've also got a privacy gate, tall privacy fence. This makes for abundance of adult and child play. It's one of the reasons that made this house so desirable that we see multiple offers in a matter of days. Another piece to the success of this listing is the relationship behind the scenes with the seller. I helped them purchase the house 14 years ago as the listing agent back then. When they called on me, they went back on a plane to Salt Lake, and I took care of the projects getting the house ready for the market. We had the backyard sodded, everything was power washed, walls were freshened up paint-wise, even swapped out an appliance, and then oversaw the stagers. Just when you have a relationship with the seller that's strong like that, it really does help the success of the sale. What a great way to start today in this oversized owner suite. You got thick, rich molding, hardwood floor. It connects beautifully to a spa-like bath. You got abundance of natural light as you're looking into your backyard. In addition, you've got 3 additional guest bedrooms and a home gym. Very hard to find all this space on one level. It's part of the reason that made this house so special as well. Recreation and fun, that's what this 3rd level is all about. Instead of having a terrace level, it's got a 3rd floor where you have a wonderful media room. Your 6th bedroom could be also a home office or used as a bedroom, full bath, and abundance of storage, all while enjoying total privacy in your back of the house. Location, location, location. This house has an amazing location. Sits in the sweet spot of the street on Lanier Boulevard, walking distance to all the best shops and restaurants without being burdened by extra traffic. And here we are in the vibrant Morningside Hub, just walking distance from the house that we're showcasing. You've got restaurants, shops, nail shops, salons, wine shops, places for breakfast or coffee. It's just the essence of in-town living and walkability. It just makes it so desirable. The very reason why people want to live here. Thank you for joining me today in my latest episode of American Dream. It has been a real pleasure to show you the in-town real estate market of Atlanta and Morningside. So until next time, covers out.
Welcome to the American Dream TV. I'm your host, Audrey Bankhead, and today we are in Lilburn, Georgia at one of my favorite places in Gwinnett County, Yellow River Wildlife Sanctuary. Y'all are gonna love this one. Yellow River Wildlife Sanctuary was originally established in 1962 as Yellow River Game Ranch, providing a home for injured or orphaned wildlife and serving as a local destination where families interacted with goats, bunnies, deer, and other animals. In 2018, the ranch closed its doors and animals were rehomed with the help of the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. Not long after the closing in 2018, Jonathan and Katie Ordway bought the ranch and started refurbishing and creating new exhibits, bringing back animals and all the families who love spending time with them. They keep a strong focus on caring for wildlife and enriching the animals' daily lives. All right, y'all, I'm here now with Clint Murphy, who is the curator here at Yellow River Wildlife Sanctuary. So, Clint, tell us a little bit about the history of the sanctuary.
Hi, Audrey, glad you're out here. Hi, guys, glad you're with us as well. This facility has been here since the early 60s, and it's went through several changes. It started with Mr. Rillings, and he had a really unique way of bringing animal and people together. We're building on that. The park kind of had a small decline, but with the new owners, Mr. Jonathan and Katie Ordway, coming on, they have spent an enormous amount of time, enormous amount of resources bringing this facility back up into standards, which is a huge change. We were talking about changes earlier. And just about every stick out here, every piece of asphalt, all of that has been revamped just so we can keep the Rillings idea of bringing families and animals together and making that connection. Because that's part of what we do. With a connection, lifelong learning.
Yes, and it's important for people to know and appreciate how to care for wildlife, even if they're not doing it directly, how they can support the care of wildlife. And in that vein, I know that a lot of new wildlife has come to the park since the Ordways took over. Talk to me about some of the newer enclosures here.
Wow, it almost seems like we're building almost one a year. It is amazing amount of animals that we are helping out with. Some of the older exhibits, like our bison here, and we're adding things like the new bear enclosure, the otter enclosure. Just about anytime you come out, there is something different.
And it's exciting too. They've got wolves, they've got bears, they've got otters. What are those? You call them judgmental rabbits?
That is our Patagonian maras. A lot of people will say, what are those rabbits? Those are deer? And they always look like they're like, Patagonian maras, come out and look at them. They're in the exhibit with our wallaby and a really fun animal, our muntjac.
Oh, how fun. Now, talk to me about some of the events that the sanctuary hosts throughout the year. I know there's holiday events, you work with school programs. Give us a little info about that.
Absolutely. Not only are we looking for visitors to come out here and have fun, make family connections, and be educated, we want that to happen throughout the year. So not only just coming out one time, but multiple times.
Yeah.
So one of the things we do is have a lot of fun things. And of course, we're going to throw in education with it too. So things like our bear's birthday party, where we actually have a picnic in the bear yard.
Nice.
Not with the bears, but in the bear yard. We get to do some enrichment and people learn about how we take care of some of these animals, not just their diet, but through their mental and physical well-being. We have the breakfast with the bunnies. That's another big hit. We have our Halloween event. So it's not just trick-or-treating and costumes, it's also family educational games. And then our big one for the year is Santa in the Sanctuary.
Yes.
Where Santa comes down and spends an entire week with us in his workshop right here in Lilburn.
And there's live music, there's performances. It's truly magical. My family and I got to enjoy Santa in the Sanctuary this year, and it is a must-see if you are in Gwinnett County around Christmas time each year. Well, we're going to go on through the rest of the sanctuary and see some more animals. Thank you for all this information.
I'm super excited. Come go with us.
Yes. All right, y'all. Next time you are in Lilburn, you absolutely must stop by Yellow River Wildlife Sanctuary. It's such a peaceful way to spend the day with your family, and you get to learn a lot about supporting wildlife conservation. Now, if you can't get here right away in person, check them out on Facebook. It's a fantastic resource for the community and anyone who wants to learn a little bit more about wildlife conservation. Now, don't forget to join me, Audrey Bankhead, next time on the American Dream TV.
There's an absolute battle taking place here in Cherokee County. Small town feel, historic preservation versus rapid growth in one of the country's fastest expanding communities. Today, I'm at the Cherokee County History Center to see how preservation is holding up against expansion. I'm going to then go visit Bo Bartlett's newest listing, which really encompasses why people are flocking to Cherokee County. My name is Darren Hunter, and I'm your referee today for this battle on the American Dream. I'm here with Stephanie Joyner, Executive Director of the Cherokee County History Center. Stephanie, I've been talking a little bit about the importance of why we need to preserve the history of Cherokee County, but also have some sort of like symbiotic relationship between that and growth. Explain.
We see that a lot here at the History Center. You know, obviously, we're standing in the middle of all of our historical objects, but yet we do embrace the growth. You know, it's coming, we welcome people coming to Cherokee County, but we want to show them how special it is here. You know, our goal is really to show people the history that was here before, you know, the Trail of Tears, the moonshine, the gold mining, you know, and why that makes Cherokee County so special. And then our hope is that they'll appreciate it. They'll become better stewards of their community. They'll get more involved in what's going on and take care of it for future generations.
lot of history in this room.
There is. So Native Americans have been in Cherokee County for, like you said, thousands and thousands of years, and these are some of the artifacts they've left behind. I think many people have heard of the Etowah Indian mounds,
Sure.
and we actually had those here in Cherokee County.
I mean, this place is absolutely spectacular. Okay, so there's one other location I want to see, or one other story I want to hear, and that was about the bell and the train wreck.
All right, let's
Okay.
go.
Let's go.
This is our Little Hook locomotive bell. So the Little Hook train derailed actually and fell into the river just up here in Keysburg. That was in 1926. So they pulled the train out and everything else, but the bell stayed in the river and nobody knew about it until a local fisherman was down there during the drought in 2008 when the water had receded. He was fishing, and this is what he found instead of his Sunday dinner.
Unbelievable.
The river was how the transportation was done early on, and then once the railroad came through, that was another big boom in population.
Sure.
And then sure enough, when 575 was built, another population boom. So that's kind of been our growth spurts.
It's been an honor, honestly. It's really been an education. I can't thank you enough. I'm so happy we were able to make this work. And I really appreciate all your time and all the effort you're putting into this building, into the preservation. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. It's our pleasure.
Appreciate it. Bo, thank you so much for setting this day up today. I mean, look, Cherokee County, it's where you want to live, it's where you want to raise a family, it's where you want to work. This is the place, and this house sort of epitomizes all of that.
Yes, it does.
This is a gigantic lot.
Yeah.
And it's in a neighborhood which you don't see a whole lot of nowadays. That's not in an HOA. So because of the proximity to the lake, you can store your boat here. You can also store your RV because we're very close to the mountains as well.
Yes.
So you see a lot of that. But what I love is everybody respects the community.
Here, you don't need an HOA. All the grass is cut, flowers. People take really good care of their yard.
Yeah, that's nice. All right, Bo, well, look, the crown jewel of this house, in my opinion, is its backyard.
Oh, yeah.
Go show me the best. Go take a look at the backyard.
Okay, come with me.
We're in this amazing resort-style backyard.
Yes.
I mean, clearly the selling point of the house.
It is, yes. There's swimming pool, jacuzzi, and has this beautiful gazebo right here.
Yeah.
I mean, men, come on. You guys, you gotta come in here, watch football, baseball, have hors d'oeuvres, jump in the pool, but leave the jacuzzi alone. That's for the gals.
Well, Bo, I can't tell you how thankful I am. This place is absolutely spectacular. They've got a fantastic agent. They're in great hands. And listen, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I wish you all the best. I know we'll be talking quite a bit more. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's going to be a tough battle for Cherokee County with resources like Lake Allatoona. That's why people are flocking here. But it's our responsibility to cherish and preserve that small town feel and that history. My name is Darren Hunter. Thanks to Bo, thanks to the Cherokee County History Center. We'll see you on the next episode of The American Dream.
Welcome to the south side of Atlanta. I'm your host, Kendall Butler, and today we're checking out Hogansville, Georgia, affectionately known as the City of Friendly People. Hogansville is only 40 minutes south of the Atlanta International Airport, and it has quickly become known as a hub for young entrepreneurs. We're here with the mayor of Hogansville, Jake Ayers. Jake, you have been the mayor for 3 years, but you've been in Hogansville for about 10 years.
That's right.
And you are young and an entrepreneur. So what brought you to Hogansville?
Yeah, so like I've been here for about 10 years. I came here with a group of people that really had a vision to try to bring new life back to this community. Hogansville is a really beautiful town with tons of history,
Right.
And we kind of saw this raw potential to create the type of community that we wanted to live in. And so that kind of started a journey of trying to figure out what are the things that you want in an ideal community? How do we develop spaces? How do we incubate businesses? How do we create a space where more young entrepreneurs want to come here? Main Street 10 years ago was 85% empty.
Right.
And we've seen season over season of new businesses come, and new businesses, sometimes they have to go. And but we've done a lot of work to try to bring new culture to help rethink what's possible for a small town like Hogansville.
There's been a lot of housing, a lot of development, economic development, and you have a new theater.
Yep. Yeah, so one of the exciting projects that we have just launched is something called the Royal Theater. We have this beautiful historic theater that seats just over 500 people, fully multi-purpose. It's music, artists. We have the opportunity for local theater and bands from schools and that type of stuff. And then it also has a one screen so we can show movies and stuff as well. And so it's really a great tool for us to be able to use to get people into town and bring tourism.
Well, I have seen Hogansville just really change over the last several years, and I'm really proud of what y'all have done. I wish y'all much success in the future of Hogansville.
Thank you.
We're here with Caleb Stanley. He's one of the young entrepreneurs in Hogansville. So tell us a little bit about what brought you to Hogansville and what you love about the area.
Yeah, I love Hogansville. I came across Hogansville about 5 or 6 years ago when a friend of mine moved here. And the first time I drove through, I thought, man, what a beautiful town that just seems to have been, in some ways, just left alone. It looked like you're driving back in time. And so ever since that day, we've just been taking steps to grow the community and work together with local neighbors, local coffee shops, and businesses coming to town and figure out what do the people here need? What do we want? What do we want to be able to walk to? You know, we want third spaces like the bar and the hotel and the coffee shop and Carvella's Pizza, all these incredible local places that are starting to thrive because people are coming here. They're starting to see you can walk down the street and you can know your neighbor. You wave to your neighbor. It's not just like a little subdivision here in the corner of the world, but this is really it's a community of some incredible people. We really like to create spaces just like this one we're standing in today where people can create memories and meet new friends. So.
Well, it seems like you're having a lot of fun doing what you're doing, and I look forward to seeing more as y'all are continuing to build.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Kendall. Appreciate it.
Hogansville is a quaint community that offers a unique blend of small town charm, affordability, and strategic location, making it an attractive place to call home. One of the standout features of Hogansville is its people. There's true community and a spirit of unity here. Cost of living is approximately 14% lower than the national average. Hogansville is experiencing a renaissance, especially with young entrepreneurs, due to this low cost of living, concerted efforts to revitalize the downtown, economic business space, and access to nearby larger markets. I hope you enjoyed learning more about the hottest market for young entrepreneurs. Be sure to tune in next time where we explore more markets on the south side of Atlanta where you can move to happy.
Dating back as early as 3500 BC, throughout history, humans have been using tattooing to prevent against witchcrafted bullets, claim membership in gangs, honor their loved ones, and purely for just decoration. However, in Europe and most of North America, tattooing was often considered discredited. However, tattooing became more acceptable in the Victorian era. Come the turn of the 20th century, tattooing is now adorned by not only sailors and convicts, but also by the royal family and trusted business professionals like myself. And we're in Cartersville, Georgia today, where we're gonna meet a man that not only tattoos to help fight PTSD, but he actually created a religion around tattoos called Creative Ink. Have I got your interest piqued? I'm Gianni Cerretani, the mortgage godfather. This is Financing the American Dream. Let's go in and take a look and see what this is all about.
Hey guys, I'm here with Steve Hullender, owner of Paragon Tattoos and creator of Creative Ink. Steve, thanks for having us here today. Tell us what's going on over here.
Well, today we're going to be doing a Creative Ink tattoo version of the red and green Hulk he picked out for us.
Very cool. Give me a little background. How did you get into tattooing originally?
I actually had some friends hound me for quite a while, always into art, drawing, any art form really. After a while, they just hounded me enough to where I started dabbling into it. Once I got started, I just kind of fell in love with it. Been with it 16 years, 17 years now. My father died in 2020. He was a Vietnam vet. A lot of the time they were helping him with his alcohol. So he was an alcoholic and he was a workaholic. After he passed, I kind of started realizing signs that could have been treated, but back then nobody really talked about PTSD when he was going through everything.
Right.
Then I kind of got thinking, because we help a lot of people with therapeutic tattooing. The guys who need it most are the guys who take care of us, protect us, and do everything else for us, where nobody else really helps them.
Our veterans, our law enforcement, all the guys that wear the uniform, protect us, domestically, foreign, all those guys. That's what you're talking about, right?
Best thing I could figure out is doing a little bit of tattoo therapy on the house. So what we do is the guys that need it can really use the help. We do the first 4 hours for free, kind of get them in the chair, get them to fill out, then we just kind of go from there.
Gotcha.
Do what I can to help them where I can.
Steve, tell me a little bit about the approach that you're taking with the youth as it adheres to the Creative Ink. I know you're doing some special things. Can you elaborate, tell us a little bit about that?
What we're trying to do is help with the self-harmers. Anybody that inflicts self-harm on themselves. What we're trying to do is get them to decorate the body instead of destroying it. So instead of cutting themselves, is getting them tattoo work done. In the state of Georgia, we're not allowed to tattoo anybody under the age of 18. Trying to go and get a law amended to where we can help those in need on that stuff. You know, we're just trying to look at another way to help them instead of destroying their body, decorate it with artwork.
Absolutely. Evan, I know you just got inked. What was the feeling on that?
It's fun.
Yeah?
Hurts a little bit.
Hurt a little bit.
Steve is a good dude. It's a good conversation.
Awesome. Would you mind coming with me so we can just chat a little bit about that?
Let's do it.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about your professional career in law enforcement.
I got hired by Marietta City Police in 2006. I spent about 2 years on regular patrol. I was transferred to narcotics in 2010. Worked there till 2016 when my second son was born. Went to homicide for 9 months, and then I came back to gangs and narcotics for another year, and then I decided to take an early retirement and be a dad.
What has Creative Ink done for your life in the form of PTSD? Because I know that's what Steve is really trying to fight, and you clearly have seen a lot.
Yeah.
So in your particular situation, how has Creative Ink really helped you and your family and your day-to-day living?
It gives me an outlet. Some people they take time and they want these crazy designs and it takes years, but for me it was more so just like, some fellowship with somebody who knows what you've seen or what you've done, or somebody that's been around multiple of us. There's hundreds of us that have come in here and seen him, so he knows how to talk to us and allows us to relate in certain ways, and then to have an outlet here makes me a better dad, do my job better, be a better husband, be a better son, and because when you hold all those things in, it affects the rest of your life. This tattoo is for my old partner. When I was in law enforcement, he took his own life, and because of some things that we saw and we did, he didn't talk to anybody. Right. It was always hold it in, men don't cry, be a tough guy. This stuff doesn't bother us. It does. Yeah. Maybe not at that moment. Right. But as the years stack on years, and go talk to somebody. Yeah. Go cry. Yeah. Go scream. Go do what you got to do to get those things out, because if not, ultimately one day it's going to win. And unfortunately, it took my best friend from me.
I still remember I got my very first tattoo at the age of 16, and at the age of 45, I'm still getting inked. Every time I go under the needle, it's a new transformation. I come out a different person. The feeling is euphoric and therapeutic. Although the tattoo culture is not for everyone, it's definitely been more accepted since mainstream media made it more publicly acceptable. I want to thank Steve Hollander and Creative Inc. for their mission of helping to fight PTSD for the men and women that make the ultimate sacrifice. I'm Gianni Cerretani, the mortgage godfather, signing off. This is Financing the American Dream.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of The American Dream TV. We created this show to combat negative media, to show that the American Dream is alive and well by showing you real stories in real neighborhoods. Thank you so much for watching the show, and cheers to your American Dream.